listening to WZMB, Zombie Radio, your personal soundtrack to the end of the world. That was Kitty in a Casket and The Cheesy Song. I'm staring out my window at the moment, and I can see that once again Old Man Winter is spitting his shit upon us. It's cold out there. Nothing worse than the apocalypse than a winterized apocalypse. Cold and feet of snow. It's hard enough to exist when it's warm and the Mangala virus is taking us down, but when it's cold, miserably so, well, the only thing I can think of is an Emily Dickinson poem. In fact, it's number 258. Let me read it to you, and let the cold enter your bones. There's a certain slant of light, winter afternoons, that oppresses like the heft of cathedral tunes. Heavenly hurt it gives us, we can find no scar, but internal difference where the meanings are. None may teach it any, 'tis the seal despair, an imperial affliction sent us of the air. When it comes, the landscape listens, shadows hold their breath. When it goes, 'tis like the distance on the look of death. Let it sink in, my people. Emily Dickinson's words reach to us from a distant past to shiver our timbers. Of course, by timbers I mean our bones. I don't know about you, but man, it's really hard to keep warm. And it's not just layering on the clothes. It's a cold that comes from inside. A cold brought about by death. Death all around us. How are we going to manage? Well, I'm going to help you out by playing a song to remind you just how cold you are. The song is by Breaking Benjamin, and it's called So Cold. Come on over here and let me hip you to something that I think just might give you a helping hand during this apocalyptic cold that we're suffering. This is, of course, Zombie Survival Tips with your DJ of the Zombie Radio. Zombie Radio Nation, I have something that each and every one of you should acquire to help you through this bitter hatred. I don't know how many of you have ever seen one of these, but this is a hand warmer. It's not electric. It's not anything newfangled. They've been around for years. In fact, my father and I used to carry larger versions of these when we went ice fishing. That's right. We actually took a wooden bobsled out on top of a frozen lake, augured a hole into it, and plopped our fishing lines into the water and hoped that the cracks around us weren't signals that the ice was going to send us to a watery grave. Anyway, these little babies work with lighter fluid. You'll need to acquire some lighter fluid to work with one of these. Here's how they work. You take your lighter fluid and you fill this little reservoir. There's a bit of a fabric in there. You saturate that baby, and then you put the top on, a chimney, I believe it's called. Put it back on top, and you take your lighting mechanism, be it a match or an Amen flame, and you point it right in there, and you light it. And it's going to flame for a little bit until it burns bright red, and then you blow it out. Put this cap back on, and you put it in the little cloth bag that it came with. And you give it about 5 minutes. And in about 5 minutes, this baby is going to be nice and hot. Hold it in your hands, and your hands will get warm, because we all know how quickly our digits get frozen in the tundra. Of course, you could put it in your pocket or down your pants if you need to get a little heat down there, or wherever you need, or you can get multiple versions of it and stuff them in your gloves and down your pockets and again down your pants and your hat, wherever you need to keep warm. But this little baby just might be the thing that helps you to survive out there in the frozen Armageddon. This has been your Zombie Radio DJ and your zombie survival tips. Be safe, my lovelies.